The story begins with a man named John, who's in the middle of negotiating a deal with a circus dealer to buy a Bengal tiger. The dealer opens up the trailer cage and proudly shows him the animal. But honestly, the tiger doesn't look all that intimidating at first glance. John is clearly disappointed. He wanted something terrifying, something that would attract crowds and make people pay just to see it. He tells the dealer straight up, this tiger doesn't look dangerous enough. Why would anyone spend money to see this? He even tries to bargain, saying he'll only take it if the price drops. Otherwise, it's useless to him. The dealer, now slightly irritated, fires back. He tells John that he clearly has no idea what he's talking about. Just last month, this very tiger jumped over a 16-foot cage and attacked the strongest horse in the circus, breaking its spine so it couldn't escape, and then brutally killing it. After hearing that, the dealer assumes he's wasting his time and starts to leave. But John doesn't want to let this opportunity slip away, so he quickly changes his mind and buys the tiger, throwing in extra money for fuel as well. He names the tiger Lucifer, a name that already hints at what's coming. At the same time, we're introduced to Kelly, John's stepdaughter, who brings her younger brother Tom to a special care hospital. Their mother recently died by suicide, and Tom suffers from a severe mental condition. He's mostly lost in his own world, and Kelly has been the only one taking care of him all this time. But now she has to focus on finishing college, and she believes this hospital is the best place for Tom. She explains his condition to the doctor, hoping for some reassurance. Instead, the doctor tells her something heartbreaking. Tom's illness has no cure. He'll be like this for the rest of his life, and caring for someone like him isn't something one person can handle alone. She tells Kelly not to blame herself anymore, that they'll take over his care. Tears in her eyes, Kelly says goodbye to Tom. But the moment she touches him, he starts screaming uncontrollably. Because of his condition, even physical contact can trigger extreme reactions. She gently calms him down, holding back her emotions, and prepares to leave. But just when things couldn't get worse, they do. Kelly finds out that her bank account balance is completely drained. Because of that, she can't even admit Tom to the hospital. Panicking, she calls the bank, only to learn that John withdrew all the money the day before and even closed her account. His reason? He plans to turn their house into a safari park. Meanwhile, John has already brought the tiger home. His workers, acting carelessly, start teasing the animal inside its cage. That turns out to be a huge mistake. Enraged, the tiger lashes out and slashes one of the men's arms, seriously injuring him. Since everything John is doing is illegal, he quickly covers it up, giving the injured man some cash and sending him to a small clinic instead of a hospital, because if doctors find out the wound was caused by a tiger, it could turn into a police case. That same night, a dangerous storm is on its way. John, aware of the situation, starts sealing up the entire house, boarding up windows and doors with wooden planks to protect everything from the storm. A little later, Kelly returns home and starts looking for him. At the same time, Tom wanders near the tiger's cage and even tries to open it, but John stops him just in time and sends him back inside. Then Kelly confronts John. She demands to know why he took all her money and closed her account. She tells him that money was meant for Tom's treatment, that she was trying to get him the help he desperately needs. But John coldly responds that their mother had a share in that money too, and he simply used it for something better, building his safari park. He even claims that their mother didn't leave behind any legal will that gives Kelly the right to that money. Kelly, furious and heartbroken, argues back. She says their mother trusted her to take care of Tom, and that's exactly why she left that money behind. How could he possibly use it for his own selfish plans? John shrugs it off and reveals something even darker, that their mother took her own life by overdosing on sleeping pills and only left behind a simple note mentioning Kelly and Tom. But according to him, that note means nothing legally. He goes even further, saying that if no one questions the suicide, then everything, the house, the property, will legally belong to him. At this point, Kelly is done arguing about the past. She tells him she doesn't care about what's already spent. She just wants whatever money is left so she can get Tom into the hospital. But John drops the final blow. He's already spent everything, and then, almost casually, he tells her not to worry about Tom anymore because now Tom is his responsibility. She can just leave for college and move on with her life. With that, he walks away, completely shattered. Tom starts asking Kelly for food, making his usual strange sounds, and she gently makes him something simple, just bread to eat. You can already see how exhausted she is, but she's still trying her best to take care of him. After that, Kelly calls her college teacher and explains everything going on at home. She asks if she can join from the second semester instead, and requests him not to give her scholarship to someone else. You can hear the desperation in her voice. This scholarship is her only hope, but her teacher tells her that she waited too long. There's nothing he can do now. He reminds her how hard she worked for it, and says he hopes she makes the right decision. That's it. Just like that, her future starts slipping away. Kelly is completely crushed. Right then, Tom comes near her, making odd noises again, and in that moment of frustration, she She loses her patience and sends him back to his room. Inside, she finds their mom's purse, and when she opens it, she sees sleeping pills inside. Her heart sinks. She immediately asks Tom if he took any of them, but as always, Tom gives no response. He just stares, lost in his own world. And now Kelly's anxiety hits another level. She walks into her room, buries her face into a pillow, and starts screaming, not out loud, but into the pillow, because she doesn't want anyone to hear her pain. She's completely overwhelmed, holding everything inside. That night, the storm gets worse. Strong winds begin howling outside, and at one point, Tom is found wandering outside the house. Kelly quickly brings him back in and locks the door, trying to keep him safe. Meanwhile, John makes a move that changes everything. He drags the tiger's cage right up to the main entrance of the house. Then he ties a rope to the front gate and opens the cage in such a way that once the tiger enters the house, the gate will automatically shut behind it. It's a trap. Later that night, Kelly has a horrifying nightmare. In her dream, she smothers Tom with a pillow, killing him. She suddenly wakes up in panic, breathing heavily. Terrified, she runs to Tom's room, only to find him peacefully sleeping on his bed. Relieved but shaken, she heads downstairs to drink some water, trying to calm herself. On the fridge, she notices a note from John. It says he's gone to the store. Nothing unusual, at least that's what it seems. But as she starts heading back upstairs, she hears something strange, a sound, something moving. Slowly, she walks back down to check, and what she sees freezes her in place. The tiger is inside the house, freely roaming. Kelly is absolutely terrified. Her heart starts racing, but somehow she manages to stay quiet. Slowly, carefully, she backs away and locks herself inside her room, making sure the tiger doesn't notice her. She tries to open the window, but it's completely sealed. John had boarded up every window and door with wooden planks because of the storm. There's no way out. Now panic really starts to set in. She looks for her phone but realizes it's not with her. It's in the pocket of her pants, which are downstairs in the laundry room. That realization hits hard. She's trapped with a tiger and no way to call for help. Then she remembers there's another phone in the hall. Gathering all her courage, she quietly sneaks out and tries to use it. But because of the storm, the line is dead. No signal, no connection. Now things are getting worse. She rushes to Tom's room to wake him up, but he's not there. He's gone. At this point, fear completely takes over. She runs downstairs to the laundry room, grabs her phone and tries calling emergency services, but the call won't connect because of the storm. She even tries calling John, but he left his phone in the car and is out drinking at a bar, completely unaware of what's happening. Suddenly, she hears the tiger again. It's close. Kelly runs to the main door, trying to escape, but it's boarded shut. She checks the back door. Same thing, completely sealed. There's no way out. Desperate, she starts trying to break the wooden boards, but the noise gives away her position. The tiger hears her, and it starts moving fast, straight toward her. Just in time, Kelly slams the door shut and holds her breath. The tiger can't see her, and eventually walks away, but she knows she can't stay here forever. So once again, she tries breaking the boards, and this time, the tiger comes back roaring violently and smashing against the door. Kelly panics, grabs her phone and quickly crawls into a narrow laundry chute to hide. But as she climbs in, her phone slips from her hand and falls down. And at that exact moment, her phone starts ringing. Emergency services are calling back, but she can't reach it. The tiger breaks through the door and enters the room, and right in front of it, the phone keeps ringing. Then, silence. The tiger crushes the phone under its paw. Now Kelly is completely trapped, hiding inside the narrow chute, barely able to breathe. A single drop of sweat falls from her face onto the floor below, and that's enough. The tiger smells it. Slowly, it realizes she's there. It crawls toward the chute, trying to reach her, clawing its way inside. Kelly, shaking and terrified, slowly climbs upward through the chute, using every ounce of strength she has, and finally manages to reach the bathroom connected to her room. For now, she's safe, but the nightmare is far from over. Tom is already there in the bathroom when Kelly arrives. Relieved for a second, she quickly asks him why he left his room, but as always, Tom doesn't respond. He just stares, lost in his own world. Kelly tries to take him to another room for safety, but Tom suddenly starts heading downstairs again, drawn toward the tiger. The worst part is, she can't even grab him forcefully, because if anyone touches him, he starts screaming uncontrollably due to his condition. So instead, she carefully calms him down and somehow manages to guide him into another room. Desperate, Kelly tries using the computer to call for help, but there's no internet. The storm has cut off everything. No signal, no way out. And then she hears it. Footsteps. Heavy. The tiger is close. Kelly quickly pulls Tom under the bed and pours perfume on the floor, hoping the strong scent will mask their smell. Her heart is pounding like crazy, but Tom starts making loud noises again, trying to push her away as she holds him still. With no choice left, Kelly tightly covers his mouth to keep him quiet. Suddenly, Tom goes silent, not because of her, but because he sees something. The tiger's paws. Kelly can't see it, but Tom can. And in that moment, Kelly thinks maybe the tiger has walked away, but it hasn't. It knows. In an instant, the tiger lunges at them. Kelly reacts fast. She pushes the bed in front of her, using it as a barrier. The tiger attacks, but the bed slows it down just enough. Somehow, with incredible effort, Kelly manages to open the door and escape with Tom, running downstairs. She tries breaking the wooden boards on the main door using a table, but it's useless. The house is sealed like a prison. Then suddenly, Tom starts screaming again, this time because he's hungry. In the middle of all this chaos, he just wants food. Kelly gives him a piece of chocolate to calm him down, and then an idea strikes her. She quickly makes meatballs and mixes in the sleeping pills she found earlier, hoping that if the tiger eats them, it might pass out. Right then, the tiger comes downstairs. Kelly doesn't wait. She grabs Tom and rushes upstairs again. On the roof, she discovers a hidden exit, but even that has been sealed shut with screws. Now she's confused and terrified. Why would John block even a hidden escape? There's only one answer, and she's starting to realize it. Kelly takes Tom and hides in their mother's room, but it doesn't take long before the tiger finds them again. It starts smashing against the door, trying to break in. With no time to think, Kelly grabs a crowbar and breaks through a wooden wall, escaping into another room with Tom. But as she gets out, the tiger manages to swipe her leg, badly injuring her. She screams in pain, but keeps moving. Kelly drags Tom into John's study room. There she finds bullets, but no gun. She looks everywhere, but it's nowhere to be found. Exhausted, bleeding, and losing hope, she collapses. As she ties a bandage around her leg, she looks at Tom and through tears, starts talking. She tells him that if things were normal, she'd be in college right now, making new friends, maybe even falling in love. Someone might have told her she's beautiful, that they care about her, and she breaks down crying. Then something catches her eye. Papers. She picks them up, and her world shatters. They're life insurance documents, for her and Tom, and it clearly states, if both of them die, all the money goes to John. At that moment, everything becomes clear. This wasn't an accident. John planned this. He trapped them inside the house with a tiger for money. Kelly's fear turns into pure anger, but also helplessness. She has no idea how she's going to survive this, and she starts crying again, completely overwhelmed. Then suddenly, something strange happens. Tom speaks. He says they're in serious trouble, but it's not that bad. He calmly explains that when the tiger bites him, he'll go into shock, and by the time he realizes he's bleeding, he'll already be dead. Kelly freezes. She's shocked, confused. She doesn't understand how Tom suddenly started speaking like that. But then reality hits. He didn't say anything. It was all in her head. Tom is still the same, lost in silence. Kelly, now shaking, starts searching again for a weapon. This time, inside a drawer, she finally finds a revolver. Hope. She quickly loads the bullets and prepares herself. If the tiger comes again, she's ready to fight back. Meanwhile, John is sitting at a bar, casually drinking, completely unaware, or maybe pretending to be. A police officer sitting nearby questions him. He asks what he was thinking, buying a Bengal tiger. How does he even plan to control something like that? John lies without hesitation. He says the tiger is locked safely in a cage and can't get out. He even claims he'll keep it hungry, so it becomes weak and easier to control. The officer asks if he's really sure about that, and John responds with a fake, emotional story. He says kids eventually leave home for college, and Kelly will too. After that, he'll be the one taking care of Tom, and for that he needs money. That's why he's building the safari park. Once it's running, they'll never have to worry about money again. The officer believes him. He even praises John, calling him a good man who's been taking care of the kids after their mother's death. He wishes him success and hopes everything works out. But the truth? John isn't a good man. He's a monster hiding behind a smile, and back at the house, the real monster is getting closer. Kelly looks at Tom and makes a plan. She tells him, "I'm going to check where the tiger is, and when I signal you, run to the laundry room." She carefully steps out, trying to stay quiet, but before she can even signal him, Tom suddenly walks out of the room on his own, and at that exact moment, the tiger appears. It immediately notices the meatball on the floor and eats it. But here's the terrifying part. It had already eaten one earlier, and the sleeping pills didn't affect it at all. Now it walks right past Kelly, stopping just inches away from her. This is her chance. Kelly pulls the trigger, but nothing happens. The revolver has 5 chambers, and the first shot doesn't fire. Instead, the click alerts the tiger. Now it knows exactly where she is, and instantly turns aggressive, charging after her. Panicking, Kelly fires again, but wastes 2 more shots. She quickly hides under a table, trying to stay out of sight. Meanwhile, Tom is just sitting on the couch, watching an old video of their mom, completely unaware of the danger around him. Kelly realizes she can't stay hidden. She rushes to him, closes the door, and grabs his hand, trying to pull him along. But in the confusion, Tom accidentally hurts her again. That sound is enough. The tiger hears it. Within seconds, it smashes through the door and comes straight for them. Kelly runs into the kitchen, her heart pounding. The tiger follows her, stepping onto the gas stove, and in that moment, Kelly acts fast. She She turns on the gas, and the flames burn the tiger's paws. It recoils in pain, giving her just enough time to escape. She runs into another room and starts breaking the wooden boards using an iron. Finally, she manages to break through and get outside. Freedom. She rushes to the car, gets in, and tries to start it, but it won't start. And then she remembers Tom. She can't leave him behind, no matter what. So despite everything, she goes back inside. With the gun in her hand, she starts searching for him. She finds Tom sitting in their mother's room, holding her clothes, lost in memories. Kelly sits beside him, her voice breaking. She tells him that their mom shouldn't have left them, that what she did was wrong. And then softly, she apologizes to him on behalf of their mother. She promises him something powerful, that unlike their mom, she will never leave him. No matter what happens, they'll get out of this together, and wherever she goes, he'll always be with her. Holding on to that promise, she takes him along. This time, she prepares to fight back. She tries using a spray and lighter to create fire, but it doesn't work. So instead, she wraps cloth around a stick and makes a torch. Right then, the tiger attacks again, but this time, Kelly stands her ground. Using the fire, she keeps the tiger at a distance and then fires a shot straight at its head, but even that doesn't stop it. The tiger is injured, but still alive, still dangerous. Using the fire as protection, Kelly quickly takes Tom and hides inside a freezer, locking themselves in. Outside, the tiger tries to break in, scratching, slamming, but Kelly holds the door shut with everything she has. Inside, Tom is terrified, but Kelly calms him down, gently comforting him until he finally falls asleep. Exhausted, injured, and drained, Kelly eventually falls asleep too. The next morning, John returns. He starts removing the wooden boards from the main entrance using a drill. The noise wakes Kelly up. She carefully looks around. The house is quiet, no sign of the tiger. She slowly steps out of the freezer with Tom. At the same time, John enters the house with a rifle, expecting to find something very different. But then he sees them, alive. His face freezes in shock. He can't believe it. He doesn't understand how they survived. Kelly looks at him and says something calm but powerful. She tells him that Tom has no idea what happened and he'll never be able to tell anyone, and she promises that she won't say anything either. All she wants is to leave. She tells him he can keep the house, the property, everything. She won't cause any trouble. For a moment, it almost feels like he might agree. But then John says something chilling. He says her mother was going to leave him too, just like this. And in that moment, everything clicks. Kelly realizes the truth. Her mother didn't kill herself. John murdered her and made it look like a suicide. John tries to manipulate her, to justify himself, but suddenly, the tiger attacks. Out of nowhere, it lunges at John. Kelly doesn't move. She just stands there, silently watching, making sure the tiger doesn't turn toward them. And then the tiger brutally kills him. The same monster he brought into the house becomes the end of him. Kelly doesn't waste a second. She quietly takes Tom's hand and walks out of the house. She closes the door behind her, leaving everything behind. And for the first time, Tom holds her hand back. A small moment, but it means everything. And together, they finally walk away, safe. If this intense survival story kept you hooked, then don't stop here. Check out the next video on your screen. It's even more thrilling and based on a shocking true story. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one.